Hey, what's up guys, I'm Izon. I'm a Grandmaster Kha'Zix main with over 1 million mastery points in Taiwan server. This tutorial is a normal one, but absolutely useful. Even if you are Kha'Zix main, you'll definitely get some inspiration here. If you do not believe for my understanding on Kha'Zix, maybe you can check out my montage. Without further ado, let's get into it. You may jump into the parts that you are interested. You can find this in the description. Mechanics is always the most important part, right? I suppose you know how Kha'Zix abilities work, so if you don't know, check it out before watching this video. For combos, I will start from basic and gradually get advanced. For basic combos, we have EQ Auto, the most basic one. You use it most of the time. Make sure that you don't jump over the enemy such that you can't land your auto. WEQ Auto. It is the variant of the previous one. Use it when enemy do not have your vision to make sure that you hit your W. Also, casting W also wastes time. So if the enemy have your vision, casting W basically give the enemy time to hit you or escape. Auto Q or Q Auto. Most of the people do not understand the difference between them and they think that it is the same and it doesn't matter which one you use. You need to know that your Q range is much longer than your auto range, and your auto passive applies snow. Auto Q can basically make sure that you can land your Q after your auto. With QA, there's a chance that the enemy just run away while you are casting your Q and standing still like an idiot, and you can't land your auto anymore. There's definitely some situation that Q auto is better than auto Q. For example, when an enemy is in isolation but he will get out of it really soon, like he is going to go back to his team and lose isolation, at that time you want to cast your Q in time before he get back to his team. For the enemy walking into a bush without noticing you are there, you want to cast your Q first to get your second kill earlier, because when they do not know that you are there and he's walking in your face, then you are 100% going to land your auto, right? So you don't need to care about the problem of QA I mentioned before that you can't land your auto. For WQ or QW, actually their overall cast time is nearly the same, but WQ finish damage dealing faster than QA. So if you are going to finish your combo, I suggest WQ. In other situations, they are nearly the same. For power scroll, you can use it while you are invisible. You can use it when you are in the air. If you do it, you can cast your Q or W while dashing. So these are basically all the combos we use on Kha'Zix. If you want to use the ultimate, use this alt between the combos I mentioned. And the full combo is basically just put all the combos I mentioned before, put it together, and then it is the full combo of Kha'Zix. So here's some example.
Space Shuttle Discovery still on its way to orbit after a ascent trip.
For ultimate, here are some little tricks and reminders. You can cast your second ultimate while you are casting other abilities, except your jump. For example, W, Q, or even Gorjenka. But you can't do it with your first or third ultimate. You can do it without R Evolve. You can stop some of the abilities from casting with your ultimate, like Darius Sword, Mordekaiser Sword, Nadula Sword, but not Garen's Q. These are just some examples. You will get revealed if you get hit by Lulu C, Lee Sin C before ulting, Lee Sin's Q, Kaiser W while you are invisible. You also get revealed by Vision Plant, and getting aimed by Kaizen ultimate and Twisted Fate ultimate casting also makes you revealed. So you need to really make sure that you don't get hit by those abilities. If you get hit by those abilities, do not use the ultimate to get into a fight. You can avoid damage by casting your ultimate while the enemy's ability is off cooldown, so they need to wait for another 5 or 2 seconds to use their abilities. You can also avoid damage by casting your ultimate before you get hit by a CC, so the enemy can't auto you when you are stunned or locked up. Yasuo cannot auto you when you are invis, even when you are locked up. So there is also a little mechanics about Kha'Zix. Actually not only Kha'Zix, for every champions in League of Legends. You see when I walk, if I just right click the target, this is my auto range. You see? Yeah. And then what if? See? And then auto and then immediately. You see? I just walk really close to the target. So it actually affects how we kite the enemy. You have higher attack speed, you always want to just hit him and then get away to prevent him from autoing us again, and then when our autos come back, we want to just walk in and auto again. Auto, kite, auto, kite, auto, kite. You need to make sure that you don't just auto and then immediately walk back. And immediately walk back and just stand really close and the Rusty can keep hitting you. You just stand there, waiting for your auto, like an idiot. So you don't want to do this. You want to auto and then walk away. Like auto kill and then walk away. If he used the kill like Xin Chao C and then just use it on you when you are kiting, you immediately ult. And then walk to a really far and then kiting again. And that's another mechanics. You see when we have passive. Look at our passive cooldown. We auto in the push and our passive do not comes up, yeah. And then you need to wait for a long time for our passive to come up again. If we auto the enemy in the bush, which they do not have vision. But what if we walk out of the bush and then auto, and then walk into the bush? We have our passive immediately after we walk in back to the bush. So if the enemy do not know you are there and he's just walking past and then maybe here, you may just walk out and then before he even realizes that you're here, you just walk back to the post. And when he realizes that you are there, he can't actually hit you because he don't have your vision and you have your passive back, and then you can deal more damage and then walk out again and walk back. And then when he's trying to get away, you just E and then do the combo. So in this combo, you totally do like 3 passive autos, which gives you a lot of vision. Damage, and you see the full combo is that auto and then okay, I messed up. Okay, let's try again. So he's walking up here and then walk up, auto, walk back, auto, and then you can also just, if the enemy do not have fast reaction time, like they are browns or something, you can walk up, auto Q and then walk back, and then auto and then walk back, and then EQA. Yes. It's a little mechanics to make your damage higher. So let me talk about the wounds. So most broken wound for Kha'Zix is definitely first strike. Like it is always the most broken. use it in every scenario. By using first strike, you can get more money. Like you can save like 300 gold for the boost, and you can always like at least earn for like 600 to 1000 gold with first strike. 600 gold is already 2 kills, and 1000 gold is 3 kills or more, and it's just really broken. Like you don't need to kill the enemy to get any gold. Like you just need to hit him, and then you can already earn money. When you get more money, you can get more items. When you get more items, you get more AD. When you get more AD, you get more damage, and then you can clear faster. You can kill the enemy more easier. Comparing with electrocute, yes, it gives you more damage, but first strike, you also get more damage from first strike. Like, there's no way that you didn't choose first strike. The only problem of first strike is that you may not proc it, because the enemy may hit you first. But you are Kha'zix, right? You always want to hit the enemy first. If you do not hit the enemy first, the enemy hit you first, then you shall not go in, right? For the secondary wounds, there's a lot of choice. You can also you can go for the attack speed and the coup de grace. You can also go triumph instead. You can also do this combination. But I like attack speed because it makes my combo faster. And so I always go for attack speed and coup de grace to increase my damage if I choose the yellow one. Actually, I normally do not go for it because, well, for this patch, Kha'zix's best build is authority. So if you are building authority, it doesn't matter that the enemy sees you for how long time. You know, you just get hit and you die. So it doesn't matter. If I go for domination, I will go for sudden impact and Ravenous Hunter or this or this. Like this 4 is all really great. Like if you go for Ravenous Hunter, it just never goes wrong. You can always go for it. And if you are building Power Scroll, Ghost Blade, Amber Grave, something like that, and Tear, of course, you can just go for this to reduce the cooldown of it. And with Relentless Hunter, you feel like the game you are going to like keep roaming around and get the kills, and you can go for it. It mainly depends on how your elo and server works. Like every elo and server they have different play style. If your elo and server you just know that, oh, they love keep fighting, I need to keep roaming and help them, and maybe you can go for Relentless Hunter. And then normally I won't go for the Alt Hunter. I will just go for these 3. If you go for the blue ones, I will normally go for these 3. Absolute Focus, Gathering Storm, or Water Walking. For Absolute Focus, I go for it every time because you just get more AD and you can just clear faster because you're always going to have 70% more health. Yeah, this is for late game and this is for early game. Just like that. If you feel like the game is going to last for 30 minutes or longer, you go for Gathering Storm. If not, go for Water Walking. Like I have been to some servers that every game lasts for like a long time. So in those servers, I go for Gathering Storm every game. And in no elo, I also go for Gathering Storm every game because they don't know how to end the game. So I just make sure that I have the carry potential with Gathering Storm. I mean, I do not bring the green wounds with first strike. I only go for the Conquer one. I only do this when the enemy really have a lot of CC and my team do not have any tanks. I don't really know that which one is better. I just feel like depending on what I feel. Well, you just never go for electrocute in this situation because, well, first strike is just better. But if you are going for the Dark Harvest, there's a point that you can bring Dark Harvest. When you think that the game is definitely going to last for a long time, and you want to hard carry this game, this is no elo. And then, because first strike you just get more gold, but what if you already have full build? Then first strike value will become really low. So in that case, Dark Harvest is absolutely better because it stacks forever with Gathering Storm. Just have this setup and you can just go for a really late game fight. Yeah. And then Conqueror, I just thought about it last time, and before I just do it when I need to be tank and then we have lots of CC. You can also go for Zombie Ward always. You can always go for Zombie Ward in any wounds you take, including First Strike if you are going to build Emerald Wave, because there's also a special wound which is Face Rush. Some of the Kha'zix players seldom bring Face Rush because it didn't give you any damage, but if you are a Kha'zix main, you will know that Face Rush is one of the best wounds of Kha'zix, but for now it only take it depends on the scenarios. For example, when they have those kind of stuff like Anivia and they have a lot of slow, or they have Galio that need to just hit and run. You need to hit the enemy and then get away, really fast. So you need Face Rush, and if you bring Face Rush, you go for this and these two, or this or this. Just those secondary runes I mentioned before, and actually it depends on your playstyle. If you do not like Face Rush, there's no point for you to force to use Face Rush. But if you really like the playstyle of Face Rush, you can always use it. You can always take it. You can definitely give it a try, but it is not necessary. Vision control is really important, and some people really give you a lot of that. So if you build Emerald Grave and you just keep killing walls, it gives a lot of map pressure to the enemy team. So it is also really useful. And you can also go for, this with Conqueror, and you can also go for Boost and Fusion Market, or this one. Small ones, you always go for double AD because Kha'zix have a lot of bonus AD ratio, so you always want to have double AD runes to make your damage higher. Apart from First Strike, I didn't say that any other rune is better or not, especially for the secondary runes, because it is really flexible. You just build it, just choose it in different games, so it depends on you. So for the builds, I normally go for full authority with First Strike. Kha'zix is always an assassin. Although the previous seasons, like Season 10 and Season 11, Booster Kha'zix is better because of the patch. But in this patch, I just think that Booster Kha'zix is not the best already. The Kha'zix should go for the party because, well, the thing that makes Kha'zix boosters become strong is because of the Gore Drinker is really strong, and in the previous season when there's no mythic items, people's damage is much lower, and with Booster Kha'zix, and at that time Conqueror is really strong, so with Booster Kha'zix you can always stay alive for a long time, and you can go for the long-term fight, which makes Conqueror Booster Kha'zix really strong. But in this patch, Conqueror get nerfed, like Gore Drinker get nerfed, Strikebreaker get nerfed, and everyone have more damage, and they even become tankier because of the shield bow and the little. Every mythic AP items gives you health. Like this give you health. Everyone have more health, and they have more defensive items. At this time, if you still go for Booster Kha'zix, you can really significantly feel that your damage is not high enough to do anything. Kha'zix not like Xin Chao and Javan. They hurt a lot, and their abilities always let them suitable for boosters. Like they are tankier and they have CC, but Kha'zix have nothing. So in this patch, the variety is always the best for Kha'zix. So this is going to be my build. I'm going to choose any one of them. These three, Eclipse, Power Scroll, and Dark Spray. I will choose one of them. If the enemy have a lot of burst damage and they have a lot of tanks, so I will go for Eclipse because, well, you just have a shield. You have the Omni ramp from Eclipse to make you much safer in the fights. And Power Scroll, if the enemy have a lot of, dashing and you want to use it to chase the enemy, and their fighting is not actually that good. I mean, their during power, like the Jin and then Nux, Syndra, Kindred, or the literally, and there's some team comp like that you can go for the power scroll to. I mean, power scroll main point is not the extra damage. The main point is the dashing. So yeah, in those comps you can go for power scroll. For Duskblade, I normally do not go for Duskblade unless I'm smurfing, because Duskblade you do not have any damage from the Mythic passive, and you also need the reset to make Duskblade really strong, but in Hyrule you can't actually reset, right? I mean, this is also the reason we do not evolve E or use Dark Harvest in Hyrule. So it is also the same reason for Duskblade, you just do not get the reset, and the damage Duskblade gives us is not high enough. So if I'm really fat and the enemy do not build tank and they are low elo, I want to 1v line this game, I'm going to go for Duskblade. But in other case, I will go for Eclipse the most, like 80% of the game. So, and 20% of the game depends on the team comp, and I will go for Power Scroll. And then for other builds, I will go for like Ghostblade. And then it just depends on the situation. Like if they have a lot of tanks, I will go for LDR. If they do not have tanks, I will go for this one. But I'm not going to. Yeah, this one I always build the penetration for the third or fourth item, and then if they have TF, Syndra, something like that, I'll go for this one. Edge of Light. If they have lots of shield, I will go for this, and then the last build will be Collector for this. Because Collector simply gives you a lot of damage, and this one gives you a lot of AD, so this two is basically kind of, it depends on the situation, so you don't need to build this every game. So if the enemy do not have those abilities that threatens you a lot and they don't have shield, you just go for a Collector and the Atomic Arc. If you want to like control the vision, you can also go for Emerald Grave. It's always alright. But if I want to build Emerald Grave, I always build it the first item, because well, if you build it the first item, you can just clear more walls. It's more valuable, and so the more normal build pathing, I will go for Duskblade. I mean, this is not Duskblade. This is Dirk, right? In my first recall, I will go for Dirk and then just stack the long sword and build and a boost. It's always like that. And then the second recall, I will go for Yumus or Emerald Grave. But normally I go for Yumus now. And then if I can get one more Dirk, I will get one more Dirk. And then the second recall, I will just stack Longsword again. Longsword is always useful. I mean, Kha'Zix ability is all about bonus AD, so Longsword you can just stack it, and then you can also buy some control or something like that. And then the second item will be the mythic item, and then if they have a lot of armor, I'll go for LDR or this one. If they have they build a lot of health, I will go for LDR. If they do not have a lot of health, they just have Sonius, something like that, I will go for Serenus. And then, right, I just talked about that. And this is normally, this is just about the full build of Kha'Zix, and yeah. If you are going for the Conquer build, the booster build, like sometimes you can't control what your team do and you really need tanks in your team, I will go for Dirk and then this, and then upgrade the Dirk into Yumus or Rodrinker. If I really need tank, I will not upgrade to Yumus. But if I just want to be a little bit tankier, I will go for Yumus and then this. So, but I'm just going to talk about the tank one, so Rodrinker and then Starak with GA and then Black Cleaver, and then upgrade the Dark into this, and then the boost I will sell it and then use. So this is the full build of Bruiser Kha'zix. So for clearing, if you are level 1, we normally start from boss sides because we can get a 2 banish, and then when we are fighting the buffs, you want to, when you have Q, you use Q, and then auto 3 times, and then kite. 1, 2, 3, and then kite. 1, 2, 3. When you have Q, you use Q. 2, 3. Normally we already finished the buff because we have the dish. And then we go to the 4th time, okay. Then for Quarks, we just smite the Big Quarks and then one shot the Big Quarks. I mean a lot of Kha'zix players love killing the small Quarks first, but actually if you have smite, you want to kill the Big Quarks, so that your W can hit multiple of the medium Quarks to deal the most damage. So you can see that when I'm killing the big Quarks, I just kite the small Quarks between the, just kite it and he can't hit me to get as much health as I can. And for Raptors, I just hit the big Raptor for multiple times and then W, and then hit each of the small Raptors for 1 time and then burn it down. It's the fastest way. For Wolves, we just jump in, auto Q and then W, and then hit for a little bit. When your W cooldown went to 5, you have 5 seconds left for your next W. You just start hitting the small wolves once each time, I mean for each one. And then blue buff is the same as the red buff, you just auto 3 times and then lock and kite. 2, 3, kite, 1, 2, 3, kite, 1, 2, and then you have your smite up. You can smite either the buffs or the ground, or you can just do not smite and wait for the Quarks. 2, 3, smite. Okay, so it's the full clear. So let me restart the game and show you how to clear if you start blue buff. Actually, starting blue buff finish the full clear faster because the distance you need to walk is much shorter than starting red buff. Okay, I messed up a little bit. I forgot to count how many times I auto. 2, 3, few. We do all smites at wrong. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, WQ. 1. And then let the ground burn for a little bit and then auto Q finish it. Because we are not level 3, we don't have our E now, so we need to hit each small wolf for 2 times now, or else we can't kill it. Then when we walk to here, we just E into the middle of the raptors, auto kill W, auto, and then start hitting each one for 1 time. And then we go to the red buff, smite it, kill, auto. Two, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we also kill the Black Quarks first, and then kill it. And then get the isolation kill on the medium Quarks, because when the Black Quarks is dying, it counts that the other alone Quarks is in isolation, and then W every Quarks together. So this is basically how to do the clear. So what if we get a little bit AD. And then we do the second round of the wolves. Now we have AD now, so we can kill the small wolves and raptors much faster. And we can also get more damage by the isolation, so in this case we do not leave the little wolves. I mean, when I'm doing the first clear, I just leave them alone and just W them for 2 times. But if we have AD now, and yeah, we just want to kill the small wolves first. And then start that and then get our isolation kill already. So this is the fastest way when you have a little bit items and levels to make your kill damage higher. All one time, and then they are all gone already, and then it's kill it. So that's how you do your clear, and if you do not have smite, I suggest killing the small one first, and then W, and then start getting the isolation, but I normally do not suggest you do the crux without a smite because it wastes a lot of time.